All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We are about done. Unless you're going to put hair on it or whatever, then we're pretty much done. And we can put this baby together and have her done. So the next, we did blushing. The last one was blushing. And you go back over the lips, any creases that you want to do. I've made the feet and the hands a little more red, that I like. And I went in and did her face. I don't know if you can see. I went in and did her lips, some of her lips. And I went in, did a little bit more on the ears, but not much. So the red is all done. Thank goodness. Red's done. So the next stuff is flesh. Now I use this, where is my white? Okay, here is my white. I use oyster white. You don't need to when you do the nails. You can do them the flesh color if you would like. You can do the white. I use this it's like an off-white color. And I also use this for the milk dots, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do. So you need a toothpick. This was a 2-pack at Dollar Tree I just bought. I'll never go through all these, you know. So you need a new toothpick. Make sure you're dust-free and everything. You can move this and turn it around, although my other side is nasty because I did another doll on that side. So usually a pad of this is for $2 for me, one side and the other side. I don't waste it. So, but I don't want her to get junk on her. So I just kind of sweep it off if there's any dust or whatever. So we're gonna make the flesh. We do it the same way we do everything else. The half a tablespoon of water, the distilled water. I put in paint emulsion. Other people say you don't have to use anything to make it stick to the varnish, but I know when I didn't do that, the paint would not work. So depends on what paints you use, depends on the person, whatever you want to do. I like to have it stick to it. So that's probably why selling my babies and stuff, I've never had a problem. Never. So I just mix this up like we would anything else. And the flesh, you may, depending on what I don't make my own flesh. I have different colors of tan paints. And the one I like the best is this one, and it's called Flesh. I mix, like if I was doing preemie, I would mix a little bit of the maroon in with it. Like a tip of the brush, just a little bit. And with this one, because if I put this flesh on, it's not really going to show up. So I am going to actually put in a little bit of the maroon color. Not much, but oh my gosh, I don't know if I can get it out. One thing I would advise you to do with your paints after you're done with them, wipe before you put the cap on, because you get like this and you can't undo it. And it hurt. Oh, there we go. And it just, see, the inside gets all yucky and then it sticks to this. So I try to wipe this part off. So I shook it up. Make sure you shake these paints good. And I try to get from down there. And I do a hefty brush of paint and put it in here. Because we are also, if we have any left, when we do the sealing of it, when I do the sealer, I add the flesh color in with it. So, and most of the time I do that. You don't have to do that, but I do. And then after it's sealed, that's when I gloss the lips and the nail beds. Is after I seal. I don't do it before. And I don't know how anybody else does it, but because if you put that sealer on it, it's going to make it, it's not going to be shiny. It's going to be dull looking, and I don't want that. So we've mixed up our flesh color, and mine's kind of thick, and I want it that way. And like I said, I'm going to add a little bit of the maroon. I mixed up just a tad, little bit, and I'm going to put that in there. A couple drops. That's all you need. You don't need a lot. See? And you're going to mix it in with it. And it's still going to be tan, but it's going to have like a red tint to it. See? Still tan. It just has some color in it. And I think it just adds to the doll. I don't know. Everybody's different on how you do it, and on what you want to do. Now I've got some little floaties in here. I don't know what it is. Get all your floaties out. I don't know what it is. Okay. So before we do the flesh layer, I'm going to show you what I do for the milk dots. You want to put them a little bit on the nose. I always usually put a little bit on the nose, maybe 2 or 3 sparsed on the cheek. Okay? And I don't do anything with the paint. I don't mix it up. I just use the straight paint. It's same with the fingernails. So I'm going to do the milk dots and the fingernails now. And you can do, like with the red, you can do a scratch, a scratch mark if you want, like right here. If you want, you can do the pinprick, like when the baby's just born, they have the pinprick. I'm not going to do that on this doll because this doll's older, 0 to 3 months. But if it could have been born a big baby, But you could do that on the bottom of the foot. I did that on one of mine. I don't know which one it was, but it was way cool. I just did. It was like I used a real red and a maroon together and made the little pinprick. So I've mixed it up, but I have color inside the lid here. And I put the tip of the Q-tip on. And I'm just going to put maybe 2 or 3 on the nose. Like that. 2 or 3 little milk dots. And I'm going to put maybe 2 or 3 in I'm barely putting it on paint because I don't want it to show up like a lot. See right there. You can see where I put the capillary. See that? And with the other colors that we did, that blue and everything, it looks like veining. It looks like veining. Okay, now I'll put some on the other side. It doesn't have to be exact placement, but I tend to try to get it close. I'm normally doing like 3 little teeny ones. See? On the nose. If you don't like it, because it's not sealed yet, you can wipe it off with water. Okay? Now, I think that's cute. That's all I'm going to do with her, because I think it adds a little character to her. Now, with the nails, you can use a very line brush. And I had hubby make me one. You can take a real thin brush and cut and cut the hairs off so it becomes a fine point. That's what I had my husband do when I first started doing this, because I couldn't get a line. And you can make the fingernail. I'm not going to do this. I've decided a long time ago, probably a year or so ago, it's easier to use the toothpick on these little teeny nails. Now, if you don't, your eyesight's not that good, you can get let me show you. You can get a mirror, and this just goes on and hooks to right here so that you can see down on the thing. I got that for doing hair and stuff like that, and I've got a light and all of that. But for the really teeny nails, it's easier just to use a toothpick. And it comes out really good, I think. Her little nail. And you can add the little moon in your fingernail if you would like, but babies don't have those. And if you don't like it, you can always scrape it off. That one is not working out very well. There we go. And I try to do them really thin. I do not like that one. So you can get one of your little sponges that you have left over and get it wet. Or a Q-tip. One or the other. Make sure it's dry. And do it again. This one wants to give me a little bit of a hassle for some reason. Here we go. I try to do them really small, not a big line, and I'm going to show you just a sec. Let me get it done. Her little nails. You gotta do her thumb. I just try to do a thin line. And sometimes they don't come out that good, and other times they do. Cute. I touched it. There. And these you gotta let dry. So her little nails are done. Sometimes I'll do this before I varnish, and sometimes I will do it after I varnish, and then just gloss them. But it's up to you. It's a teeny nail. That one looks glumpus. I'll do it again. Sometimes I'll do one nail like 3 times because it doesn't come out the way I want it to. And sometimes you'll put too much paint on it and you just gotta do it over again. So here's this one. Little nails. It looks awful on the film here, but it's not in person. That's weird. Because it's teeny tiny. I'm just doing just above the nail there. And it looks good on this end. It looks good. Okay, so that hand's done, and you do the toes. So I showed you the milk dots and the nails. You can do the scratch when you're doing the red or whatever, and if you still have red, you can still do that if you want. If you've messed up somewhere, birthmarks come in all shapes and sizes, and you can make a birthmark. You just enhance the spot where it is. Okay? I've done that a couple of times. Like the red, when I used red, it made a splotch. I was like, oh, it's got a birthmark. And if you're rooting hair, which I'm not going to do on this one, and if you messed up on the head, it gets covered. You know? But if you're painting to sell, you know, you got to be upfront about your boo-boos. You know, if you've made boo-boos. That's why they call it a boo-boo baby. And I've seen some videos of people have done a boo-boo baby, and it doesn't look like any boo-boo to me. It looks fine. But you have a certain thing in mind, and it doesn't come out right. So here's the little toes. Here's the little toes. So cute. And then we will do the other one. And then what I'm going to do with this baby is done. I'm going to do the flesh layer. Let it dry a minute or so. And then get your varnish out, because that has to set overnight, your varnish, before you can gloss and do all that. So I will do that. What the heck is wrong with this toe? It is not looking very nice. What is wrong? Or I mess it up some more. Okay. There's our little tootsies. Tootsies are done. Okay, so we're done with that. The little milk dots, that's done. Now you can add any other details you want. And this is the time to do it before you varnish. Now, after you varnish, you can't do anything. You're done, that's the way it is. So make sure you look at everything. You want it the way it is. You want to go back and do some creases, do some creases. If you want to add more blushing, add more blushing. Do all that now. And then that's good. So, all right. So we've got our stuff all mixed up. I've got something inside there I'm going to get out. You are going to, with your flesh that we just made, I am actually gonna, you can, I don't know if I have it here. Let me see. You can do several things. I kind of did this on one of my things and just pounced it in, because when you do the, with the varnish, you can make the texture. So I use these sponges. What did I do? Put them all away? No, right here. Okay. I didn't put them away. These sponges, and you're gonna rip it and see how textured that is. That's the texture I do for my babies. And it doesn't leave it bumpy or nothing. It just leaves it kind of smooth, but not really. You know what I mean? So that's what I use for flush. Sometimes I'll use this, but I think today I'm going to do this when I do the varnish. Only when I do the varnish. When I, I don't know if my other one is totally empty yet. I think I just keep it because, yeah, it's no good. It still smells it. This is what I use to varnish, right here. Okay? And I don't know why I keep this, but I don't need to keep it because it's gone. I have one. Make sure you shake it up good. Sometimes I'll do a flush layer, come back to it, see if I like it, do another flush layer, and then varnish. But most of the time I will just do one flush layer. And then when I do this, this is like the second flush layer, but it's the sealer. And this will set overnight. And then tomorrow morning or whenever I come down here to finish it up, I will do the gloss. Here's the gloss. You're gonna put it on the lips. I do a little bit in the nose right here, in the corner of the eyes, and the fingernails, the toenails. That's all I do for gloss. That's it. And you just brush that on with a little brush, like a little brush. Okay. Very easy. You don't need me to show you that. This is just what I use. Okay. And it's a gloss varnish, so it's gonna not come off. So, all right. So now, let's get when I put on the flush layer, I usually use a bigger brush because I want to hurry and do it. I use this bigger brush. This is my mixing brush. This is my apply brush. So what I'm going to do is take this, all right, and I'm going to take it and you're going to brush it on. And this is really watery, really wet. You're going to brush it on, get it all through the ears. Make sure you get all the way around. Remember how we do this from ear to ear in the back, ear to ear to this. And it's a paint, so you want to make sure that you pounce it. So we're going to pounce it, because you don't want droplets everywhere. And I think what I'm going to do, I was going to do this, but it comes out so much better if I use these. I like it better. You get so you like stuff how you like it, you know. And you just tap. Make sure you get inside those creases so they don't have a bundle of paint. And you will need your little brush to get behind the ears, in the ears, to get that all in there. Okay. And I'll show you. Okay. So you're not going to see a whole lot. see if you can see. He just did from the ears across. So you don't see a whole lot of color. You do, but you don't. You know what I mean? Because it's really a light. And we did add some red. So we just go from side to side. I just do it kind of quickly. Get the mouth, inside the nose, inside these crevices, underneath the cheek. Because it's water and it's going all over the place, that's why I'm doing it like this. But it's not like the paint, you know what I mean? You have time, you know? And then you can just pounce it. Now, if I want to make her skin a little darker, which I don't think I will, but I might. Now, you can always do also, when you're painting, when you're doing your red wash, you're doing all over, right? You can do that several times if you want. I don't do that. You can if you want. Now I'm going to do this and I'm going to show you the milk because that's where it shows up the best. So let me finish doing this and I'll show you. So cute. Oh my goodness. Gotta get it dried in the creases here. Make sure it's not in the... Okay. And when you're doing this in the light, you can see where it's shiny, where it's wet. Okay, so her face is done. So cute. She's so cute. See all that mottling and everything that we did. And she's got something on her head. So, her face is done. I'm going to do her feet and everything. Do her feet and everything off camera. And then I will come back. It's going to be a longer video because we're going to do it all at once. And then I will do the varnish. I'll show you how to do the varnish because you're going to need another bowl for that. So, and then it just sets overnight. And then after you're done setting her overnight, you can root her hair if you want. I'm thinking I'm going to put some eyelashes on her before I put her eyeballs in. And because her eyes are cute. I struggle with them so bad though. And she's got like, they're like a bluish brown color. And she's gonna look so, so, so cute. So, I'll do that. And maybe put an eye in so you can see put her eyes in and see what it looks like. But I wanna root her eyelashes. So, I will be back. Okay, so, I put all the flesh on. And it looks good. Now I got this crap all over me. I need a thing. Okay, so you're gonna need another bowl and you are going to dump some varnish inside here. And I usually fill up about what we do for paint. It's about what we do for paint. And with this color, I am going to put it in there, minus the little extra thingies, and put some water in there, and mix it up, So this is going to be kind of our second layer of varnish. So now that is mixed up. There is a little bit of a smell to this, but not bad. So now it's like a lighter color of the flesh that we used. So you're going to need your little, you might need another one, because this is kind of wet. And I actually put a thin layer on, and then I'll keep going around until this is done, because I don't want to waste it. So let's do the head first, and you're just going to paint it on like we did with the first time. Get into the crevices, and this isn't going to run all over the place. It's going to stay put. So you're just going to tap it. And I do thin layers. You don't need to do thick layers, takes forever to dry. So you just do thin layers, and now you can do one or more layers, okay? One or more. And you can see where you've pounced, because it leaves that little textured thing on your sponge. It leaves it a little textured. You can see where it's wet. And you're going to do the same thing around the ears. You want to make sure that that gets pounced in. So go around the ears. I'll be right back. Okay. So now we're going to do the front of the face. Make sure you get in around the eyes, cheeks, lips, everywhere that you put paint. And while you're doing this, I would put around the ring here. That's going to make it so it's easier to slip the tie in, zip tie. And just go through and tap it. Now you can see her face is really shiny, and where I've tapped it you can see that? And then where I haven't, you can see what it looks like. And that's what it looks like in person too, is that you can see that it's wet. Inside the lips and these deep crevices, just take your dry brush and just tap it in. Okay, just tap it in. And make sure when you're done with that brush, you clean it really well. That's my mixing brush, so I clean it with hot water, because usually when you're using this stuff, it will make your brush go thick. You don't want that. And I just dropped that on the floor. And it's going to be all hair now, so it's not going to be any good. Okay. Now her head is completely varnished. There you go. She's so cute. After all those layers, that's the beginning, that's the end. And all those layers we did makes it look, you know, makes it look more. And when you put this on, it makes it really satin. Not satin, but matte. So it looks really good. Makes her lips will be really cute once they're varnished and everything. So her head's done. You're gonna go through and do the feet, do all of that, and you keep going until this is gone. Okay, I mixed quite a bit, so I'm hoping it might be 2 layers altogether. And make sure you get into the crevices and everything because you want this sealed. So any boo-boos from now on, like I'm really not happy with the bottom of this foot, but it's too late now to fix it because I'm not going to strip it and start over again. Because that sucks. You use a whole bottle of alcohol to get it off. And it stinks. You have to do it outside. Make sure you get in the crevices of the legs. Make sure you do the ring. It makes it easier to put her together. I think actually she's going to be done today. I don't know what time it is. I don't know what time it is. Let's see. What time is it? It's 3:20. Yeah, she'll be done today. And then tomorrow I can put her together. If I have enough glass beads, which I think I do on this one. If your fingers hurt, if you've got a pair of, what are they called? Those, for surgery and stuff. Those, like scissors, but they're not scissors. I had a pair in here, but I don't know where they are. That's weird. I don't know what happened to those. You can pinch it on here and just tap that way. It's easier. Get it all on. Her legs came out way cute. And like I said, you want to get inside those deep creases to dry that up. This takes a little bit because you want to make sure that you get it all, you know, and get it pounced in. And because I do thin layers, it dries pretty quickly, but it does need to sit overnight. But because it's mostly dry, I will probably gloss her nails and her lips, because that's a varnish too, and it will all dry together tonight. And it'll be dry for tomorrow, so I can put her together. I think I got one outfit for her right now. I know I have several things for her, but I haven't done a video on that. So maybe when I do the box opening, you see all her clothes that I got for her. There's actually not that many. I try to have like 2 or 3, and you know, the normal, some diapers, that kind of thing, socks, that kind of thing. And she's got really deep crevices in her feet, so we want to get those. Okay, so one leg done. Her head's done. We'll do this leg and her arms, and she's done. We just got to put it together. So that is it for this baby. So I hope you enjoyed the painting process and everything. And when I get this done, I will I'll try to, I was going to add on to this video and put her eyelashes in and her eyes. So we'll see. So I'll see you again soon. Okay, I want to show you the difference. Okay, the leg is varnished. The hand is not, the arm. I want you to see the difference. I don't know if you can tell. I can tell in front of me. One is like shiny. The arm is like really shiny, and the leg is not. And it's more smooth, more flush looking than the arm. So that's what it should look like. So just wanted to show you. Okay, so I got the varnish done on the head, and she needed eyelashes, so I did some eyelashes. Now I found a awesome needle, and it is a spiral needle, and this one is it's like a 30 something gauge. I don't know, the 40 probably would have been better, but look how quick it put those in, and it did it like awesome. So there's her eyelashes. We got to trim them. So I'm going to trim them, and I have to glue them in before I put the eyes in. So I'm going to do that. I need to find my scissors. Right here. And I'm going to wet the eyes, because I want the eyelashes to go up. So when you root, you got to do it upside down, so it'll swoop the right way. Now, probably should have cut them first. Okay. So I'm going to cut them a little long first, and then we will fix them. Okay. Dry this off, because we got hairs everywhere. And even though the varnish is dry, it's still not completely dry. So I want to get as much as the hairs off as possible. The water's not going to hurt it any. At least it never has in the past. Okay. Try to get all the extra hair off. Dry your face. Now what I'm going to do is, I think they're still long enough to add some water, and I want to brush them upward so they dry that way. even when they're dry, you can still wet them to have them go upward. I just want them to kind of curl upward. So for now, I think that's pretty good because everything's got to kind of dry. And we can mess with it more after. So here's her eyelashes. Looks stupid without eyes in. We're gonna put her eyes in now. Which this is the part that I don't like. So you gotta squish her face. You have to cut the inside slit. And you gotta slip the eye in there. Ew, cutie. Okay. Whoops. One eye went in fine. The other eye is going to be a pain in the tush. Oh, don't fall out. Stay in there. So here's her cute little face. Isn't she cute? The eyelashes are kind of thick, on the thick side. And but still cute. So there's her little face. We have to glue the eyes in. So I take a glob of glue. Sometimes I'll use I just use my Aleene's glue and just put a bunch of glue in there. And it's got to set overnight anyway. I just want to make sure her eyes are kind of even before I do this. And I just goop a bunch of glue in there. And I try to get it in the at least the right area of where the eyes are. And you can try to get your fingers in there, but I usually use a brush and then make sure I clean it really, really well. And I just brush it all over. And it's going to take a while to glue it all. There. All right. See, the brush is all gunk. So I will stick it in the water here, kind of wipe it off. And usually about the same time, I will glue in a magnet for her. So we will do that. And I will put her, I want her to be all done so I can put her together. So let's get her little pillow. I'm done with the rooting stuff, so we can put that away. I don't know what I did with the cover of this. Put all the sponges away. Put everything away. These away. I'm done with those. Okay. Kind of clean up your area. You want to have a clean area. That away. That away. All right. So now I need to put this spiral. That's awesome. I just bought these because I heard they were good for eyelashes. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to try that. I probably should have used the 40 spiral instead of the 38, because the smaller the number, the bigger of items you get, right? More. It's not the smaller the thing, the smaller the that you put in, right? It doesn't work that way with this. It's total opposite. Okay, let's move all that stuff. I need to take all that upstairs. And my brushes will have to sit in hot water. Okay. While we're doing a magnet, I need to get a passy for her. I want to put her head someplace good. Okay. And we need piece of this, because I use it to glue the magnet on the inside. We need a magnet. We will need a wafer later when I put her together. So we'll need a magnet, 2 magnets. I use one of these smaller ones for the back of the passy. And I use a bigger one for the inside. Okay. All right. So, I usually place glue in the bottom. So I'm going to put a little glue in where her mouth is. Okay. Her mouth is right. Well, not quite where I put it, but I'm going to move it up. Put the glue right where it is. And then I'm going to pop the magnet in there. And this will go where I want it to set. The magnet will, so here's her magnet. And I'll leave it right there. And the glue, you can see the magnet in there in the glue, and the magnet is right here. Now, here's her cute little face. She's got eyelashes now. We glued her eyes in. She's all done. And we've got that on. we're going to let that glue set overnight, and then tomorrow I'll come down here and I will add this in there so the magnet stays, and put her together. Put her together and trim up some of the eyelashes a little bit. She looks pretty good. She's cute. So let me find a headband for her. And I have some brand new ones. I have some brand new ones. Okay. Yeah, so I can't even walk down here. These headbands are huge. Why are they so big? I think they stretched them out. But here is our precious little girl, Paisley. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This is a really long video, but everything is done. So everything has to dry. And maybe this one will be better. Yeah, let's put this one on her. That's better. There she is. Isn't she cute, guys? She's so cute. She's really kind of light complected. If you look at her nose, you can see where we did bluing right here. You can see her milk dots. See her red little cheekies. You can see, looks like capillaries and veining, her head. Everything looks kind of like really purple right there, but it's really not. So, but she's done. We are going to let her dry overnight. And we are done. I'm going to put her together. Next time you see a video is her box opening and see her all put together. So I will see you. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon.